Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt a strange pull, like the stars themselves were whispering secrets from across time? In that infinite canvas of darkness, scattered with glowing points of light, it's easy to wonder, are we really alone, or are there others out there, somewhere in the vastness of space, staring back at us, asking the same question? Every star you see could be a sun, and around it, worlds could be spinning quietly, carrying oceans, mountains, clouds, and perhaps life. Maybe even civilizations more ancient and advanced than ours. As we stand here, a small species on a pale blue dot floating in an endless sea, our curiosity becomes our greatest tool. It's what makes us human, that endless desire to understand what's beyond. The question of whether we're alone has followed us since the beginning. From ancient philosophers who thought the stars were divine fires, to modern scientists scanning radio waves from galaxies far away, we have always searched for a sign that we're not the only ones breathing in this cosmic ocean. But before we can find others, we have to understand where we are. Our home, Earth, orbits a star called the Sun, just one of about 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way itself is just one of trillions of galaxies scattered across the observable universe. Imagine each of those galaxies filled with stars, each star surrounded by planets, countless opportunities for life to take root. In that perspective, it feels almost impossible to believe we're alone. Yet, despite decades of searching, we haven't heard a single confirmed whisper from another world. Why? The silence of the universe is haunting. We call it the Great Silence, or the Fermi Paradox. It's the puzzle that keeps scientists awake at night. If the universe is so vast, with so many planets and possibilities, why haven't we found anyone yet? Some say it's because intelligent life is incredibly rare, that the conditions needed to create something as complex as us are almost impossible to repeat. Others believe civilizations rise and fall before they can reach out to the stars. Maybe they destroy themselves, or maybe, like us, they simply haven't figured out how to listen properly. Or perhaps, they're out there, but they choose to remain silent, hidden, watching. The thought is both exciting and unsettling. What if Earth itself is part of a cosmic experiment, a small world being observed by eyes beyond our understanding? What if the truth is that we're surrounded, but we lack the senses to see them? Still, the search continues. Astronomers scan the skies using enormous radio telescopes, sending out signals, listening for faint echoes. The SETI project, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, has been at this mission for decades, hoping one day a pattern of numbers, a pulse of sound, or a burst of light might reveal a message from another world. So far, nothing definite, only silence, deep and endless. But silence doesn't mean emptiness. Sometimes it means we just haven't tuned into the right frequency yet. The universe is a mysterious, infinite orchestra, and we might be waiting for the next note. Think of all the planets we've already found, exoplanets, we call them. Thousands discovered just in the last few decades. Some are small and rocky like Earth. Some are giants made of gas. Others orbit red dwarf stars, bathed in dim light. A few lie in the so-called Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, the perfect distance where liquid water and maybe life could exist. The more we search, the more we realize our solar system isn't special. And if we're not unique, then the odds of life elsewhere rise dramatically. Imagine, somewhere out there, a world with golden clouds and silver oceans, where creatures soar through the air like living lights. Or maybe, underground civilizations hidden beneath the ice of a distant moon. Take Europa, for instance, one of Jupiter's moons. Beneath its frozen crust lies a vast ocean, more water than all of Earth's combined. Scientists believe vents on its ocean floor could provide heat and minerals, just like the places where life began on our own planet. Could there be strange fish-like beings swimming there, unaware of the stars above them? Or Enceladus, Saturn's icy moon, where geysers of water shoot into space, proof of a liquid ocean beneath. Every discovery like this makes the silence louder, but the hope stronger. Maybe the universe isn't empty. Maybe it's teeming with life, but just too far, too quiet, or too different for us to recognize. And perhaps, someday, when our technology advances, we'll finally hear that first cosmic hello. Imagine that moment, a signal, faint but real, detected by one of our satellites. At first, confusion, then excitement. Scientists confirming, governments reacting, humanity holding its breath. The moment we realize we're not alone could change everything: religion, science, politics, even our understanding of ourselves. Would we be afraid? Or would we feel less lonely, knowing that somewhere, across the stars, another mind is looking back? Would we be afraid? Or would we feel less lonely, knowing that somewhere, across the stars, another mind is looking back? Maybe they've been watching us for centuries, observing how we've evolved, waiting for the moment when we're ready to make contact. Perhaps they're wondering the same thing. Are they alone? Or is someone out there too? The idea of alien life has fascinated humans for generations. From mysterious crop circles to strange signals in space, from UFO sightings to unexplainable phenomena, the question has echoed in every corner of our imagination. But what if the truth isn't what we expect? Maybe life out there doesn't look like us at all. It might not walk on two legs or breathe oxygen or live under the same kind of sun. It could be microscopic, existing in the clouds of Venus or in the frozen deserts of Mars. Tiny, simple, yet alive. And that alone would change everything. Even the smallest alien cell would mean we're not unique, that life isn't a rare accident, but a natural part of the universe. And that's both humbling and beautiful. Imagine Mars red, quiet, ancient. We've sent rovers, orbiters, and landers, all searching for signs of life. And though we haven't found living organisms yet, we've discovered dry riverbeds, mineral traces, and frozen water. Proof that once, long ago, Mars might have been alive. Maybe it still is, beneath the surface, hidden from our eyes, waiting to be found. The same curiosity leads us to Titan, Saturn's largest moon. It's cold, orange, and covered in lakes. Not of water, but of liquid methane and ethane. If life exists there, it would be unlike anything on Earth, thriving in chemicals deadly to us. The idea of such strange, alien chemistry shows us that life could take many forms, maybe even ones we can't yet imagine. And then there's the search for exoplanets, where telescopes like Kepler and James Webb have revealed worlds with thick clouds, glowing skies, and atmospheres rich in carbon and water vapor. Some of these worlds orbit stars much older than our sun. If life began early there, civilizations could have had billions of years to evolve. What would a civilization that old look like? Would they have mastered travel between stars? Could they manipulate space and time like we use airplanes? Or maybe they've transcended physical form entirely, existing as pure energy or consciousness, traveling freely through the cosmos. The thought stretches our imagination and reminds us how young we really are. Humanity is barely taking its first steps into the cosmic sea. Just 100 years ago, we hadn't even flown across the Atlantic. Now, we send probes beyond our solar system. Imagine what another 1,000 years could bring. Maybe by then we'll have answers. Maybe by then we'll be the ones visiting other worlds, standing beneath alien suns, and looking back at our own galaxy as a tiny sparkle in the distance. It's possible that right now, civilizations millions of years ahead of us are already doing that, traveling through wormholes, bending space, exploring galaxies. To them, we might seem primitive, fragile, still learning. Maybe they choose not to contact us, not out of fear, but out of patience. Like watching a child grow, waiting for the right time. That's the heart of the Fermi paradox, the unsettling silence that hides infinite possibilities. Perhaps intelligent life is common, but contact is rare because the universe itself is vast beyond comprehension. Even if we could send a signal, it might take thousands or millions of years to reach anyone. Maybe we're all calling out, but our voices are lost in time. Or maybe there's a filter, a stage every civilization must pass, but few survive. War, environmental collapse, technology out of control, we can only hope humanity makes it through. If life is common but short-lived, then each surviving species becomes precious, like a candle in the dark. That's why our search for alien life isn't just about others. It's also about understanding ourselves. Every discovery we make, from Mars to distant galaxies, reminds us how fragile and miraculous life truly is. And in that fragility, there's beauty. When we look at the stars, we're not just searching for others, we're seeing reflections of our own story. The story of dust becoming consciousness, of atoms forming questions, of silence turning into wonder. The same ingredients that make our bodies, carbon, oxygen, iron, were born in stars that lived and died billions of years ago. You, me, everything we love, all made of stardust. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe we've been connected all along, not by communication, but by creation itself. The stars are not strangers. They are our ancestors. And in that sense, we are never truly alone. So if we are made of stardust, maybe our destiny is to return to the stars. Maybe everything we do, every discovery, every dream, every question, is leading us back home. Imagine a future where humanity is no longer bound to Earth. Cities floating in the skies of Venus, colonies under the red sunsets of Mars, space stations orbiting Saturn's rings like silent, glowing lanterns. We build, we learn, we evolve. We become a spacefaring civilization, reaching further than ever before. But with every step we take outward, the universe asks us the same question. Are you ready to understand me? Because the deeper we go, the stranger it becomes. Black holes twist space and time into impossible shapes. Stars are born, live, and die in brilliant explosions that scatter the seeds of new worlds. And in that endless cycle, we start to see something familiar, a rhythm, a pattern, almost like the universe itself is alive. Scientists now believe that galaxies behave like living systems. They grow, change, and interact. Some even suggest that consciousness might not be limited to biology, that perhaps the universe itself has awareness. What if the cosmos is not just a place we live in, but something we're part of, a single, vast, intelligent whole? Every day, our telescopes capture light that's traveled for billions of years. When we look at a distant galaxy, we're seeing the past, ancient light that began its journey before humans even existed. It's humbling to realize that we are both tiny and infinite at the same time. Just small observers, yet capable of understanding the grandest mysteries. That's the beauty of science. It doesn't destroy wonder, it deepens it. The more we learn, the more mysterious everything becomes. Quantum physics tells us that particles can exist in multiple places at once. That reality itself changes depending on whether we observe it. The universe isn't fixed. It's alive, shifting, responding. A cosmic dance between matter and energy, time and perception. And somewhere in that dance, we exist. Consciousness, that quiet awareness within us, is perhaps the most mysterious force of all. How does the universe know that it exists? Through us, through every mind that looks up and wonders why. We are the universe becoming aware of itself. That thought alone can give you chills. Now imagine drifting through space, silent, weightless, endless. The stars shimmer like reflections on calm water. The Milky Way stretches above, a glowing river of light. You close your eyes and feel it, the heartbeat of the cosmos. Every pulse, every wave, every distant explosion is part of the same infinite rhythm. This is what explorers of the future will experience. The silence of eternity, the sound of their own breathing echoing in their helmets, and the realization that everything they've ever known is far behind, but somehow still within them. Someday we'll send humans to other stars, generation ships carrying thousands of people, sleeping for centuries, dreaming of new worlds. When they wake up, they'll see a different sky, maybe even alien suns rising over alien oceans. It will be a new beginning, but also a reminder of where we came from. Because no matter how far we go, Earth will always be our first home, the cradle of consciousness. And maybe somewhere out there, another species is doing the same, building, exploring, searching for others. Maybe they, too, are looking up right now, wondering if anyone is looking back. That's the true poetry of existence. Countless civilizations, separated by light years, yet united by curiosity. The universe doesn't just hold answers. It holds stories. Stories of creation and destruction, of beginnings and endings, of love, loss, and discovery on a cosmic scale. Each star a chapter, each planet a word, and we are just learning to read. That's why space isn't just science. It's emotion. It's the eternal reminder that we're small, but we matter. We're temporary, but we leave ripples. And in those ripples, our story continues. So tonight, when you look up at the sky, remember you're not looking at empty space. You're looking at history. You're looking at the light of stars that lived and died long before you, and whose ashes became you. The atoms in your body once burned in the hearts of stars. You are not apart from the universe. You are its voice, its consciousness, its dream. And maybe, just maybe, one day when another species looks at their sky, they'll see our light shining back and wonder, are we alone? Or is someone out there too, asking the same question in a language written in starlight? Because in the end, the search for others is also the search for ourselves. The universe is vast, mysterious, and beautiful, and so are we. And as our telescopes become more powerful, we begin to see not just points of light, but worlds, planets with oceans, with clouds, with atmospheres that could cradle life. We've found hundreds of these Goldilocks worlds, planets not too hot, not too cold, orbiting their stars in the perfect zone for liquid water. And where there's water, there might be life. Imagine, just beyond our reach, a blue planet circling a distant sun, filled with forests of alien trees, strange creatures swimming in alien seas, and skies painted with colors we've never seen. Scientists call this the exoplanet revolution. Every year, new discoveries push the boundaries of what we know. Some planets are made entirely of diamond. Others rain molten glass or have winds faster than sound. The universe, it seems, loves variety. And somewhere among this cosmic diversity, there may be a planet that mirrors Earth, a second home we haven't met yet. But what if life doesn't need to look like ours at all? What if life can exist in clouds of gas giants like Jupiter? Or beneath the icy crust of moons like Europa, warmed by the pull of gravity instead of sunlight? Imagine creatures that swim in oceans of liquid methane on Titan, or microscopic beings thriving in toxic atmospheres that would kill us instantly. The universe might be filled with life, but so different, so alien, that we don't even recognize it when we see it. For now, we listen. Massive radio telescopes like the one in China's Guizhou province, or the legendary Arecibo before it collapsed, scan the skies for whispers of intelligence. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence. SETI listens for any signal, any sign that someone somewhere is trying to speak. Imagine the day we hear that faint, repeating pulse, a message from light years away, a code, a greeting, proof that we are not alone. Yet silence is all we've heard so far, the famous great silence that haunts astronomers. If life is so common, why hasn't anyone reached out? This question is known as the Fermi paradox, and it's one of the biggest mysteries in science. Maybe civilizations rise and fall before they can make contact. Maybe they're hiding, or maybe they're watching us already. Every time we look deeper into the cosmos, we're reminded of how small we are and how vast everything else is. But that vastness also carries hope, because in the endless ocean of stars, there's room for infinite possibilities. Somewhere out there, someone might be asking the same question we are. Are we alone? As the stars drift above and galaxies spin like ancient wheels of light, we keep searching. The beauty of the unknown is that it keeps us curious. It keeps us reaching. Maybe one day, when we finally make contact, we'll realize that the universe was never empty. We just needed to learn how to listen.